Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome back to the podcast. How's everyone doing? I hope you guys had a great New Year. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself no matter whatever it was. What type of gibberish did I just say? No matter what it is you were doing, I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I hope you brought in the new year with who you wanted to bring in the new year with. I hope you brought it in with positivity and letting go of all the negativity of last year, because I definitely did. I let go of everything from last year and just came into this year like, you know what, focus, leaving all that negative vibes, all those negative feelings behind. But I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I hope everybody was safe. I hope everybody got to do what, like I said, they wanted to do. I had actually went out to a club. I haven't been out to a lounge in a minute for New Year's. I don't know. Yes, I did. What am I talking about? I definitely brought in 2023 at a party and 2022. Oh, no. Wow, I did go out. That's crazy. I'm thinking about it now because I'm like, oh, I haven't been out in a while. And I'm just like, wait, yes, I have. I've been out for the new year. Like bringing in the New Year's, I went out to a party, but in going out in a while, I hadn't been out in a while since I think November, maybe late September, October, or maybe October-ish. I had went out. I think Halloween was the last time I went out, and then after that, I didn't go anywhere else. But yeah, so I was just like, all right, cool. My friends wanted to go out, so I was like, all right, cool, let's just go out. I was really content with staying in the house and having some hookah and some wine and calling it a day, but I was persuaded to go out. So I said, hey, why not? Because it will be a while before I go out again anyway, because I'm really focused this year. But we'll get into all of that. I hope everybody, like I said, had a great new year. I know some people, like when I looked on Instagram, some people got engaged. Some people the babies came, New Year's Eve babies or New Year's Day babies. Some people moved. Some people got new cars. There's a lot of good things were happening for everybody January 1st. And I love that for them. I love that. So I'm glad and I'm excited for everyone who got the great things. And if nothing great did happen on New Year's Eve, it's okay. It's coming. Don't worry about it. Just keep focused on the new year being better and the plans that you have for this year. I mean, we're already a week in. A week? It's been a week since the beginning of the year. That's crazy. See how it's already moving by extremely fast? I saw a meme that said, like, okay, good. Boom, it's January 2nd now. Watch tomorrow to July. And it really feels like that because it's just flying by. Like I said, we're already in a week in. But yeah, so like I said, I enjoyed my New Year's. I brought in the New Year's with friends. And as you can hear from my voice and the sniffles, I am sick like a bunch of people that I work with, but also that I know. Everyone got sick. Everybody was outside that day, and everybody came into the new year with a cold. But I guess that's only fitting when you decide to go out and shake your ass. So, but it was good though. It was good nonetheless just to be out. But I will say I will never go to that spot ever again. If you want to know the spot that I went to, you can ask me. I'm not going to put them on blast. But if you would, they are in Queens, but I'm not going to put them on blast on here. But if you do want to know the spot that I went to, I will let you know. But I will just say that the unorganizing of a franchise, especially on a big night such as New Year's Eve, you would think it'd be way more organized. And I also don't understand this whole thing. And this has been happening forever. So it's not like a thing where it just started this year. But why do clubs, they say like the club opens up at 10 and they don't start letting people in until 11. Knowing that the ball's about to drop in an hour, knowing that everybody has to get situated, take pictures, bring out the bottles. We had got bottles in a section. We had got hookah. Mind you, matter of fact, before I even get into that, like I said, I don't understand why they let people wait outside for so long in the freezing cold. When you say you open up at 10, start letting people in by 10:30. People are trying to come inside. People are cold. They're trying to get their things together. That's one. Two, don't advertise things that you guys are not going to promise or fulfill when we get there. So, like I said, we got bottles and everything for our section. Good price. It wasn't hell of expensive. And we were also promised via the flyer that we were going to get 2 hookahs. 6 bottles. I think it was 6 bottles. 6 bottles, 2 hookahs, a popper, and some champagne, and all this New Year's Eve stuff. Cool. It was about 8 or 9 of us in the section altogether. Why, when we get there, now all of a sudden, the hookah girl, very kind, and it wasn't her fault, so I didn't give her attitude. She said to me that, oh, the promoter said they're not going to do the hookah special tonight because it's New Year's Eve. So I showed her in my phone the picture of the flyer. I said, so why did he give me this? And she put her hands up and in shock, oh, I don't know. And again, I didn't take my anger out on her because she knew nothing about it, or so I assume she knew nothing about it, but whatever. Nonetheless, as the promoter, if this is what you're promoting, why are you now reneging on what it is that you just said you were going to do? That took me up 5 notches, but I had to bring it back down because I'm like, you know what? Don't bring this energy into the new year. It is what it is. It was $50 for 1 hookah. I think we got 2. Because it was a good amount. It was 9 of us in there, so we got 2 hookahs, and it was fine. Again, the price wasn't crazy. It wasn't like we were paying $2,500 or $3,000 for bottles and hookah and everything. It was a decent price, so we were okay with spending that extra money to have hookah and enjoy ourselves. And again, all of us really hadn't been out like that. Those friends that I had went out with, we really haven't been outside in a quite some time. So it was okay for us to say, okay, cool, we have no problem paying what we had to pay to get into the spot, or to not get the spot, but for the section. But definitely the unorganizing and the false advertisement. Some of y'all clubs, y'all gotta fix that. I really don't go out to these clubs that often. I don't go to lounges that often as much as I used to, but it's when I have gone out, and this is even prior to New Year's Eve, it was just this is a thing now. Where is the unorganization? When did this become such a thing? Or maybe it's always been a thing and I never really noticed it, or I never paid any attention to it, but now it's just you can't be serious. So it was a false advertisement that pissed me off. Well, pissed all of us off. 1, 2, the waiting outside for a long period of time, and 3, why was it so hard for people who were coming into our section to get inside? Now, mind you, they were saying hold the wristbands for the rest of the people that were coming in. We said, okay, fine. As we're in our section, people are texting us, letting us know, okay, we're outside. There was an area for people who had tickets, and there was an area for people who had sections. The people who were with us, we told them to wait on the section side. They're waiting on the section side. Why aren't they letting them in? Isn't the section side supposed to be VIP? So why are they waiting outside for 20, 25 minutes? Let them in. There's no one inside the spot. What are y'all waiting for? There was about, I want to say, 6 to 7 bouncers. What is the problem? Honestly, put one person in charge of the VIP section. Put one person in charge of the ticket section. And then let the people in a little bit at a time. Check the tickets, check the ID, check the people, let them in. What are we doing? Oh, crowd control. You don't know how to control the crowd from the door? You don't know how to control the crowd from the outside where y'all standing? Everyone's in line. Everyone's waiting. No one was acting rowdy. Let them in. They paid their money. They're trying to get in before the ball drops. Let them in. I didn't understand it. So I was like, you know what? Cool. I'm done. Everybody got in. Next year, hopefully, God willing, I will be in another state or another country celebrating New Year's Eve, and bringing in the new year. And excuse me for always clearing my throat. Like I said, this was part of what happened on New Year's Eve. As I was enjoying myself, I ended up getting sick. So, being around a bunch of humans, I checked to make sure it wasn't COVID. So it's not COVID. I didn't check to see if it was RSV or the flu or anything like that. I don't feel like it is. I feel like it's probably just the flu. That I do feel like it is. But, and I've had COVID twice, so it doesn't feel like COVID. But then again, COVID has changed since the beginning of time. But, no, I don't feel like it's that. I really do feel like it's just the flu or it's like a really bad chest cold. But I'm taking everything that I need to take. Dayquil, Theraflu, tea around the clock. I'm actually drinking tea now. This is my drink after work, is tea. I actually put so whenever I'm sick, I do mint tea, peach tea, honey, lemonade juice, like that lemonade juice, the actual juice. I got the Turkey Hill one. You steam it, pour it in hot water, boom, amazing. Some honey. I think I put even a what is it called? A cough drop. I put a cough drop in there. It works. It works. I haven't been drinking it often, so that's why I still sound like this. But I'm getting there. I'm getting better. I feel it. Just gotta take my medicine around the clock and rest right after work. Normally I do some overtime, but I'm just no, we're gonna chill out. But yeah, so basically this episode is the first one of the new year. Basically, hello 2024. How are you? I hope you're bringing me nothing but blessings and abundance, because that's what I need this year. I hope everyone's going into the new year with the same type of mindset. So I had this thing of new year, better me, instead of new year, new me. I don't use that term because it's it kind of sounds, I don't know, bitter. I don't know if you want to use bitter. Not selfish either. It just sounds more like you're evolving when you say new year, better me. And not new year, new me. It sounds real stush and real who you think you are, or self-centered. Sorta. That's just how I see it. But I say new year, better me resolutions. I'm ready to take on the ones that I've actually planned and I've actually said to myself that I was going to do. So the first thing is what do we have lined up for the new year? So like I said before, the new year, better me, instead of new year, new you, or new year, new me type thing. I feel like I said, it sounds very self-centered or selfish, and it sounds like you're, I don't know, maybe that's just how I interpret it. So I was just I just want to be better than how I was last year and how I was just the last 5 years, honestly, and in my choices and in my decisions and who I keep around and who I continue to have in my circle, and the dreams that I want to accomplish and the changes that I want to see within myself, but also within my circle, keeping my friends accountable for the things that they do, as well as them doing the same thing to me. It's not a one-way street here. Put me in my place when I need to be put in my place. And I do the same to them. And I feel like that's a healthy friendship and a healthy family ship too, I guess you can call it. Family ship. But keeping your relationship basically on all spectrums healthy, and improving myself mentally, physically speaking. I am back in the gym next week. I was going to start this week, but again, as you can hear my voice, it is gone. And not only that, it was just I I know the New Year's resolution body, I need to get into the gym people are in the gym this week going hard, and probably for like the next 2 weeks. And I'm not hoping, and I'm not saying and wishing that they leave in 3 weeks, but you do know like that ends up being the turnout. Like people then say, okay, you know what, I'll try this again next year, or I'll try this again next month, and they start to like slowly fall off. And I hope no one does that. I really do. I hope everybody sticks to what it is they want to do, but that is bound to happen. Like I've been there. I've said it so many times. I actually did it towards the end of the year. I kind of like gave up on my fitness. I was doing a bunch of overtime, and it was either overtime or go to the gym. It was no way possible I was doing both at the same time. Like it was just way too much. And but I said that I'm gonna do it this year, especially next week, once I feel better. I feel okay now, but once this cold officially goes away, or it gets to the point where I don't sound like a old man, and I have my voice back, that I'll be in the gym at least 6 days a week like I used to, and really putting in that physical work, emotionally controlling myself, not letting things get to me, being able to express myself better without cursing or without getting mad or angry, which I kind of like mastered towards the end of last year, because I said I was going to do these things before the beginning of the new year. And I feel like that's a good place to start. I feel like whenever and whatever it is you choose to do, I wouldn't say wait for the new year, because you're just anticipating, when it's just like, just do it at the point that you feel like you're ready to do it. And normally the time that you're ready to do it is the moment that you say it. Like, I'm going to go for a walk. You get up and you go for a walk. Or I'm going to go to the gym. All right, so you get up and you go to the gym. So as long as you are able to do it and you have the means of getting it done at that exact time, definitely do it. But also being around those who want to be around me, being intentional with my time, being intentional with my peace, giving my energy to what gives energy back to me. We're all growing, we're all maturing, we're all figuring life out. Life is not obviously perfect. We're still trying to come up with ways to make ourselves better, ways to improve our financial life, ways to improve our mentality, our relationships. We're just figuring things out left and right. So, I just want to be around peace. I want to be around positivity. I want to be around things that make me feel good. And that's what you should want to do too. You should want to be around what brings the light to you, and not what takes or dims the light on you. So that's definitely one thing about the new year, better me. So the next thing that I want to bring into the new year is taking my time. And I know it somewhat contradicts what I just said, but I'm going to clear it up. So hear me out, right? So I never make a promise to myself to start a goal or to stop a habit for the new year on January 1st. Like, I feel like that's honestly too much pressure on someone to say, okay, this specific day I'm going to stop doing X, Y, and Z, and it's never going to happen again. Yeah, right. I've either started the goal in December, or I plan on doing what I said I would do next year once I feel ready. So you see how, like I said in the beginning, once you feel like you're ready to do it, like you're going to say like, okay, I'm going to, for instance, go to the gym. I'm going to start working out. You're going to work out. You should want to do that exact moment, that on that exact day. Like if you wake up and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go to the gym today. That's when you should start getting into the habit of doing it. Not saying, okay, well, on January 1st, I'm going to go to the gym. On January 1st, I'm going to start eating better. And it's like December 2nd. Start eating better from December 2nd. Clearly on Christmas, you're going to indulge. You're going to enjoy yourself. Okay, fine. But then get yourself right back on track December 27th. I'll even give you an extra day. December 26th, cool. All right, you're having some leftovers. But December 27th, get yourself back on track. And even if you say, okay, for the new year, I want to start working out. Don't say you're going to work out January 1st if you know that I'm really not going to work out January 1st. I'm not going to do that. Give yourself the time that you need that works for you. Sorry, and be honest with yourself. Just think about it. We're coming off the holiday high. A lot of money is just being spent. We're doing a lot of drinking. We're doing a lot of partying. Just a lot going on, right? So to pressure yourself to get into what you planned for the new year, the first day of the year can be overwhelming because you're putting this unnecessary pressure on yourself. And it's like, for what? So I said to myself, the second week, so actually this week, I was going to go back to the gym. But clearly, I sound like I still sound. So I'm saying, okay, you know what? And it's best for me to start on my days off. So I'm like, you know what? Next week, I'm in the gym. Or once I feel better, once I don't feel so congested, so lazy, so lethargic, whatever, I'm going into the gym. And I go. I already have my clothes in the car. I already have my shoes ready. Everything's ready. So from work, boom, I go straight to the gym. I don't even go home because I know some people say that they have to come home and take a nap and then they can go to the gym. Absolutely not. Because if I go home, I'm not getting out of the house and I'm staying right there. Like, I'm being so honest. So I go literally right after work. And then that way when I get home, I'm good to eat, shower, enjoy the rest of my evening, and then just chill until I have to go to work the next day. But that's what works for me. Whatever works for you is what works for you. But take your time in what it is you want to achieve this year. Don't feel like it's obvious time is ticking. I mean, clearly it's Monday the 8th already. But take your time. That way you know that you're doing the right thing that you're supposed to be doing. Don't just do something because it sounds good or do something because you're just having that feeling in your head. Just be like, okay, let me think about it. Let me process it. When can I actually make the time to do whatever? Like, it doesn't even have to be working out. I know that's just a thing that I'm talking about because I'm like, no, that's what I am really strong on this year is getting my physical health back in shape. Like, I used to be cut up, y'all. I used to have a six-pack and all of that. My arms used to be really defined and everything, and I'm just like, okay, I can get back to it. I just have to focus. So that's what I'm doing for myself. But like, again, take your time. And even if it comes to like, if you want to read a book, you want to start reading more, cool, do that. If you want to pray more, you should definitely be doing that. I'm just saying, throwing that out there. But if that's what you choose to do, getting closer to God. By the way, you should download my planner. It's on Etsy right now. It is a digital planner. Get closer to God. If that's something that you plan on doing for the new year, I designed it myself to help you and guide you in how to start building this relationship with God. I took my time in doing it because I needed something that was going to help me develop my relationship with God last year. So I was like, you know what, let me make a guide that can help somebody else who's also probably struggling and not knowing which way to start. So I definitely designed one. It's on Etsy. I'm going to put that link in the description, but I also put it up on Instagram. So if you're not following me, make sure you follow me on Instagram. And then I also have the 2024 planner that I put together. It's like to help you with budgeting, for your fitness goals, your self-care assessment, your goals for the new year. It's just like a whole thing that I put together. It has the calendar so you can put down as special events. I don't know about you, but I have to start putting things in calendars. Sorry, not sorry. I have to start writing things down. I have to write people's birthdays down because I be forgetting things. And then I also made 2 separate planners, one for women and one for men, to get through the year, self goals, motivation, quotes in there that I put together, some that I found from other authors that I actually like, and one that was designed for women specifically as we go through our own things, and then one just for gentlemen as you guys get through the evolution and the change for yourself for the new year, and changing and becoming a better man for yourself or your family or whoever. I have that planner for men as well. So again, it's in the link, but I will post it as I post throughout the week about the podcast and about what's going on. But make sure you guys buy those. It's definitely helpful. I had a few people actually buy them and they said they love them. I'm not even joking. Like, a lot of people said, I didn't really think about getting planners to help me organize my mind. I'm like, no, you need it. And sometimes you need things that are just not like on the phone. Like, you actually need hard copy evidence in your hand and to be able to write things down to see it come to fruition. Like, it's cool to have things on your phone. I obviously use my phone, but sometimes I need to have a hardcover in my hand. Like, I need books in my hand. I can't do the audiobook thing. It's just not my thing. But yeah, so make sure you guys get those to help you navigate and take your time throughout 2024. Just plan everything out the way that you need to. So the next thing that I'm bringing into the new year is to show up and allow people to show up for me. So I was actually doing this. I made this promise to myself in 2022 that for 2023, I wanted to show up more for not only myself, but for people, for my friends and people around me who had a special part in my heart, right? A special place in my heart. And I wanted to make sure that I showed up more. Did I succeed 100% in that last year? No, I did not. I will be 110% very transparent, very honest. I did not. Could I have shown up way more? Absolutely. And I don't want to sit here and I'm not going to make an excuse for it. I will say that I am very much so a homebody. So I like to be in my house. I don't like to go out as far as parties and lounges and things. I'm not really big on it. I really have to be in the mood to go to like a party or a lounge. Like, I really have to be like, you know what? I haven't been out in a long time. Let me go. And I know it's crazy to say because let me be in Vegas or Miami or Texas or Atlanta. I said LA already? LA, whatever. In Greece, in Cancun, in Cabo, in Honduras. Let me be somewhere outside of New York City and I'm outside. Like, oh, where are we going? What party are we going to tonight? Like, I'm like, let's go. But here, I'm just like, no, I'm okay. And maybe because like I've done it, like me and my friends, we've been partying since y'all remember back in the day, the teenage clubs. Like, there was one spot, I forgot the name of it. There was one spot in New Rochelle that was next, like right near New Rock City. If you're from Uptown, you know what I'm talking about. From New Rock City, there was a club that was like right there, and I think it's a post office now. No, it's not a post office now. It's actually an apartment building, but there was a club that was right there, and I used to go there. I used to go to like I had all these flyers to go to clubs. Like, we used to party, for all of y'all that's like 21, 22 listening. We used to party like since we was like 16, going to these teenage parties, and they're probably still going on now. I don't know if they are as much, but we was always going to parties. So it's just like, I think I've been doing it for so long. It was just like, okay, I'm done. I don't really care to go lounges like that. But needless to say, just showing up for friends and for family as well. I can definitely be better at it this year. Making more time for them as well, not just, relying or just going from work, gym, home, work, gym, home, work, gym, home, work, gym, home, like doing more things outside. And that's not to say that's my everyday routine, because it's not, but just being more open to hanging out more and to being around more of my family and more of my friends, and be present and in the now. When you're invited somewhere to go, just go. I know it's hard. Like I said, I'm an introvert. I like to just be in the house. But push yourself to go. Push yourself to just, you know what? Hey, I haven't done anything in a while. Let me go. And as long as you're physically able to, like, if you're not sick, woman, if we're not having cramps, because those will take you out. And if you got money in your pocket, let's be for real. Sometimes it's, we can't go out every weekend. Like, all right, well, not this weekend. Rent is due. Car note is due. Gas bill is due. Light bills due. Can't go. Sorry. Not going. And just be for real. Like, some things you can make, some things you can't make. And as that family member or as that friend, they should understand that. Life be lifing, and checks don't always be checking. So it's okay if you can't make to every event or every situation or every every outing, but try to show up as much as possible for people who show up for you. And that's another big energy that you want to keep in, that I know I'm keeping in for this year. And not meaning it in any harm, because you know how some people say it, and it's like, well, if you ain't checking for me, then I ain't checking for you. Okay, relax, Tonto. We ain't ask you all that. It's just a simple thing of, if someone's going to show up, and if they're trying to be there for you, let the person be there, and then give the energy right back. But you definitely want to you have to show up for those who show up for you. Birthdays, or just because drinks after work, like how I plugged that in there. Make 2024 a year where you say yes more than no. And only if you really can do it, like I said. And if you can't, the person who has asked you to come out, they should be able to understand. Like, oh no, I can't make it, I have this to do, or I have that to do, or no, I'm just not really in the mood. Kind of want to just be in the house. I'm not really feeling it right now. And they understand, but show up, be there, be present. And I'm definitely bringing that into the new year, and giving more of my time to my family and to my friends. Definitely. So the next thing that I definitely feel like I wasn't really doing last year that I need to do this year is make sure that you're productive during the slow months. So I would say, like, January is a slow month, give or take. Like, granted, it is the 8th already, but January is sort of the slow, for me at least, it's the slow month. February, it can be. March, it starts to pick up. April is slow. And then I feel like from May until December, it just goes flying by. That's just me. That's how I've analyzed it last year. And honestly, the year before that. But I feel like the beginning of the year is more of the slow month. I guess the slow months. And I guess that's the time for you to, like, really get your momentum in. Like, yes, I said take your time, but please don't take 6 months to get there. Please make sure that you have somewhat of a plan in, like, month 2. Like, February should be like, okay, boom, this is what I'm going to do. If it took you, like, the whole month of January to really evaluate, to assess, to create, whatever, you're working on your own time. But please do not tell me that your own time is in 6 months. Because that might just, I feel like you're pushing it. No, don't do 6 months. I feel like those first 3 months of the year, January, February, March, is the time for you to be the most productive in whatever it is. So yes, planning is a part of the production. So if you need a month to plan, then a month to execute, and then a month to possibly rebrand or to reevaluate, do that. But don't let the first 3 months go by and then say, okay, cool, now we're in April, now let me start doing things. Because it's kind of like, I don't know, at least I feel that way. Like in April, like I said, May, I feel like mostly. April, not so much. It's a lot of birthdays in April now that I think about it. But I feel like May, from May on, the year just flies by. So I feel like from January to March, you really want to have a plan, and have that plan be executed as much as possible. Because the slow months are slow, but at least you'll be able to put up a momentum. You'll be able to get into a rhythm. Like, okay, this is what I'm doing. Okay, this is how I'm going to go about my days. Okay, this is how, the plan is going to go, God willing. Because, God will sometimes interfere and be like, yeah, no, that's not what's going to happen. You think that's what's going to happen, but no. But as long as it's the plan of how you want it, but also how God wants it. I'm always going to refer back to how God's planning things out, right? But we can make plans all we want, but if you know as well as I know, God will interfere at any given time. Like, yeah, no, that's not going to work. Sorry. And you might have to go back to the drawing board and figure it out all over again. But listening to his direction more than listening to your own direction. And that's also something that you can bring into the slow months. If you're a spiritual person, again, if you're not, it's cool. But if you're a spiritual person, thinking of listening to what God's trying to tell you throughout the days, asking for direction and asking for where you're supposed to go, and praying on it at night, praying on it during the day, and just really seeking and hearing his voice and quieting the distractions to say, like, okay, what am I supposed to do? I don't want 2023 to be the same in 2024. I need things to be different. How am I supposed to move about things? If it's not working, okay, there's a reason why things are not working out the way they are. Yeah, it could sometimes be that you need to push a little harder, but sometimes it's like a wall, like a block to tell you to stop. Like, no, you're going to hurt yourself if you continue doing this. He'll give it to you, but you're not going to like the outcome. And 9 out of 10, I would just say sometimes that happens and sometimes it doesn't, especially for myself. That has happened where I would try to push and push and push and push for something, and then a wall comes crashing down. Like, yeah, no, didn't I tell you that I didn't want you to do that? And I made that promise last year that I would not bring that into this year. That if something, whatever, like, you guys know the saying, whatever's for you will be for you and will never miss you. And I'm really taking that into thought and taking that into consideration when it comes to this year. What's for me will be for me. And if it's meant for me, it will happen. And that's in any situation, whether it comes to career, whether it comes to finances, whether it comes to my next move, whether it comes to my next relationship, whatever it is, if it's for me, it will find me and it will stay. If it's not, it wasn't supposed to stay. It was supposed to be a lesson, and you move on accordingly. So I'm definitely taking that into consideration with these productive slow months, as well as, like I said, getting back into the gym, doing the meal prep as well. Definitely meal prepping, because I can spend some money on an Uber Eats and me be having a relationship, and I need to get rid of Uber Eats. Not all the way. I feel like I'm okay with doing it maybe once a week, because then I don't always feel like cooking. But I definitely need to get into my meal prepping, which I'm actually going to do this week, because I can cook today, and start getting myself in order. That way when I get home, boom, put something in the microwave, ready to go, no issue. So definitely being productive during the slow months will definitely help for you to keep achieving the goals that you want. And before you know it, by the end of the year, you're just like, oh yeah, that's just a part of my routine. Don't worry about it. Like, you don't even think about it. You have to start adding new things to your routine because you're just so used to doing this one thing. The next thing that you definitely want to do is you want to stick to the plan. So like I said, I know sometimes it can get hard, and sticking with what you said you would do this year might get challenging. I mean, that's for everybody. I definitely get it. For me, it would definitely be a challenge. And it's always because like the outside world and your mind, and you're second guessing and wanting to know if you're making the right decision. I get it. It's life, and the enemy is always going to test you to see how dedicated you are to yourself and to your goal. It's going to tell you this is too hard, or just do it next week or next month. Do not let it win. Don't let it win. Remember, you said you were going to do this thing around the same time last year and you never got it done. Well, think about how you let last year go by and wasted time. I'm holding myself accountable too. Like I said, like when it comes to saving, so I won't go out as much. When it comes to the gym, going back, working out 5 to 6 times a week. Meal prep, making sure I don't eat out as much, making sure that I go food shopping, I'm more so into like just doing chicken and more so fish, not so much red meat anymore, and having way more salad, way more vegetables this year. I'm not a big vegetable person. I've never been, and I don't know why, but I never liked it, but I'm grown. I'm gonna eat my vegetables. Reading more. I bought two new books from Amazon. 12 Months to 1 Million. That's from Ryan Daniel, and Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel. I don't even know how to say his last name. I want to say it's Kahneman. Not Command. It's definitely not Command. It's Kahneman. And those are two books that I definitely want to read this year. Also, reading the Bible more. I started reading the Bible last year, but still reading more of the chapters and more of the books inside of the gospel and outside of the Bible, and getting closer to God. So putting all of that into 1 year can happen, but you just have to stick to it. You have to just make it a constant habit, a constant routine within your daily life. You just have to say, you know what? Wake up in the morning, do this instead of doing that you normally do. Like for myself, I now wake up in the morning before I even touch my phone. I pray. And then when I do touch my phone, before I go to Instagram or anything like that, I go to my YouVersion, the Bible app, and I read what the verse is for today. I read, it's like they have plans that you can do for like healing, for meditation, for letting go, for forgiveness, for X, Y, and Z, like whatever it is that you need help with, and points out certain parts of the Bible that can help you with those areas. So I, do the plan that I'm starting now with just like certain verses in the Bible that go with that day. So reading that, and just sticking to basically like, and also just showing up. Like I said, I wanted to show up more for my friends. So doing that as well. But just like I said, just stick to the plan. Get a idea in your mind and set a goal as to when you want to do it. And that's where, like I said, my 2020 floor, I said 2020 floor. I definitely did say 2020 floor. Wow. 2024 planner comes in. Again, I'm going to put the link in there so you guys can buy that. And it just basically helps you organize how you want to track your day, track your month, what you want to do, how you're going to set things. You could put it in your phone as well. But I find doing both, like I said, writing it down definitely helps because you have that, in your mind and something to look back on, putting it somewhere in your house where you'll be able to see it and you'll be able to know like, okay, I have to go back to this, or let me write down what I did today. Journaling, whatever it is. Just having something there to help you fight against what it is you're like trying to stick with, that it can be very hard. It is definitely going to be challenging. You're going to have your moments where you may not do it in one day. You may not feel like doing it, but you have to push yourself. You really have to push to just be like, you know what? I'm not seeing any result from it yet, but let me keep going, because you never know when that actual result will happen. It can happen when you least expect it. So make sure, stick to whatever it is you're trying to do this year. See it through. Last but not least, do a year compass. So my brother actually printed this out for me and my parents for us to do this challenge where we look back at 2023 and you look at your calendar of all the events of everything that you've done. And as you're looking at the events, you like basically highlight everything that you did. So what you did in January, what you did February, March, April, and so on. And then it shows you the amount of time that you wasted, all the gray areas within the year that you could have actually done something. So remember I said the slow months, not being productive in the slow months. It shows you what you were doing during those times. When I did mine, I noticed like, I really was just procrastinating. Like three of the months in there, I was just procrastinating. I don't remember the ones that I did the most procrastination. I think it was March, where I didn't do much of anything. And I think the other month was like October or something. But I just like, when I looked at my phone and I wrote down everything that I was doing in those months, I was just like, wow, Michelle, you just wasted, you really did waste a lot of last year. You didn't do much of anything. So I made a promise to myself that while I was doing it, he printed this out around Christmas. So I was filling it out, I think like the 27th or 28th or something. And I made my promise to myself, like I said, that I would not waste this year. I would do more things that aligned with my goals and aligned with what it is that I wanted to do. And really backtracking and seeing like how much of that gray space that you really just left to do nothing. It really shows you how much time you do have to do the things that you think that you don't have time to do, but you really do. Like, we are so consumed with working and just making money and working overtime and just focused on paying bills and X, Y, and Z that we don't realize like, okay, we had time to do this extra thing that I wanted to do, or I had time to actually do that. And again, granted, if you were like sick or like, God forbid, there was somebody that passed away, or it was just some like a life altering event, or just something that just had to pause, what am I trying to say? Pause it from happening. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Then that's obviously something that you can't help. But if you know like there was space for you to actually do something and for things to actually happen, then you can really look back and not to necessarily like look down on yourself or to feel bad that you didn't do anything, but it's just so that you're aware. It's basically just to be aware of what it is that you need to do for this new year and what you need to push more and give more of your attention to. But like, even if you didn't write anything down on your phone, I'm pretty sure like if you go on IG or Facebook or like TikTok, sometimes we'll put on this day you did this, or in this day you recorded X, Y, and Z. You can see certain things that you posted throughout the year. And if it's something similar to the same thing you were doing the year before that, and then you're complaining about how like, oh, well, nothing changed and I still feel the same, well, then maybe use this year as the year of change. Change up how you do certain things. Change up how you interact with certain people. Change up how, maybe you don't go out as much as you've been doing before. And maybe you save some more. Maybe you use your time to, do something else other than what you've been doing that wasn't giving you the rewarding feeling of like, I actually did something this year besides have fun. Like, of course you want to have fun throughout the year, but was it something else that you have done to make yourself a better person, to elevate yourself? And if the answer is no, then okay, now you got a new year to do it. So definitely take that into consideration too. Doing a year compass and writing down what it is that you've done not every day, but just like what you've done within the month and how it affected you. And it can be good and bad, right? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be something negative. It can be something that was a positive change, something that helped you out in a positive way, you know what I mean? That elevated you, that made you realize certain things, like a shift in your mind or a shift in your atmosphere or a shift in your relationships, friendships, in your family, whatever. But doing a year compass actually, like, it gives you like a aha moment, like, ooh, okay, so maybe this year I'm gonna start doing more of this since I did less of that last year. So I would definitely recommend it. But yes, guys, that is all I have for the Hello 2024, the first episode of this year. And I am so grateful that I've actually continued to do something that I wanted to do. And I'm happy that I'm sticking to it. I've done changed my ideas, my side hustles like a million times. I can't even tell you, but I feel like that's a part of life. I feel like that's a part of evolving. You're getting to know who you are, getting to know what it is you're passionate about. And sometimes it could be hard because you have social media in front of you trying to show you like, well, I can do it, you could do it, and do the same thing that I'm doing. And while it can be great, it can also give you a lot of pressure. It can also make you feel like you have to do the same thing that they're doing in order to get what they have. And sometimes that's just not what you need to be doing. Chasing after the money instead of the dream is not always rewarding because you're going to hate what you're doing. You have to love what you're doing, because if you don't, the money will be there, but the happiness won't be there. And then you're just going to hate what you're doing. You're just going to be like, yeah, I'm just doing it because of money. And you don't want that to happen. I just had like a whole choking fest right now. Like, this cold is going to be the death of me. But I thank you guys for listening. I'm going to go drink some more tea, and I'm going to have some soup and pray that this cold goes away, because I have things to do. I need to get my butt in the gym. I'm telling y'all, I'm dedicated. It's up. And no, I'm not posting no videos and no pictures of nothing. Y'all just gonna see me pop out and boom, new body who this. But I thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you guys for tuning in every Monday. It doesn't go unnoticed. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys comment, make sure you guys share the podcast. Let everybody know about it. There are a million episodes that I have. Like, y'all listen, I have so many topics to talk about. I have so many things that people have even asked me. And again, if you're listening and you have things that you want to speak about or you want me to address, or I have a round table about, we're having round tables this year as well. So if you want to be a guest on the show, come through, bring your drink. Let's talk right after work. We here, and we can have a good conversation, and we can speak about whatever it is that's on your mind, whatever it is that you're questioning or you thought about while you were at work. You ever have those moments where you're just at work and you start dazing out, like, why the heck is this even? Or like you start thinking about things that are happening in your life, obviously, and you just like trying to put two and two together. But anyway, I have so many things for us to talk about and for you guys to tune into this year. Excuse my voice for this episode. I swear, I hope next week I'm not like this, but we're going to get this cold under control. It's interfering with my, anyway. But thank you guys for listening. Make sure you guys leave whatever problems you've had today into today. Don't bring it into tomorrow. And enjoy the rest of your week. Again, Happy New Year. Welcome to a fresh new start. You got this. Peace, y'all. Later.